Hi friends, after a few weeks of posting a puzzle on Mondays, I realized that there wasn't much interesting video like this. Therefore I made a change in my plans. From now on Mondays, I will introduce a country that I have visited before, and on Thursday, I will teach a handicraft as before. In today's video, I will introduce the country of Georgia and its capital, Tbilisi. Georgia is a country located in Eastern Europe and West Asia, bounded by the Black Sea to the west, Russia to the north and northeast, Turkey to the southwest, Armenia to the south, and by Azerbaijan to the southeast. The country has a population of 3.7 million people. Tbilisi is its capital and largest city, home to roughly a third of the Georgian population. I traveled to this country 2 times about 10 years ago, one in summer and second time in winter. Perhaps you have heard the name of Iberia or Iberia in the history. Originally, Iberia is the ancient name of the Georgia. Georgians speak the Georgian Kartveli language, which is the official language of the Georgia and is written in Georgian alphabet, which is one of the 14 alphabets in the world. The shape of the letter of this alphabet is completely different from what you have in mind from other language, and it looks a little strange. For example, Georgia is written like this in their own alphabet. You would be surprised to know what this country is famous for. First, to wine production. This country is mentioned as the first place of wine production in history since 6000 before Christ. Georgia is the birthplace of wine in the world, and Georgians are the inventor of wine, and wine is registered in UNESCO in the name of Georgians. And secondly, too many churches. As far as this country is known as the country of thousands of churches. Let me first introduce my host in Tbilisi, Mr. Tamaz Gergadze. He was a Georgian architect with a great deal of historical knowledge about his country. Loved Georgia, very kind and fluent in English. My flight to Tbilisi was through Baku, the capital of Republic of Azerbaijan, and during the layover I was able to take these photos from the beautiful terminal of Baku airport. My hotel in Tbilisi was in a good place and I could see a good view from the window of my room. Yes, like you, the first thing that surprised me was the huge difference between the buildings. In Tbilisi you can see new and modern buildings that were built right next to the very old building by a spatial and soulless architecture of the Soviet era. When you drive around the city, perhaps the first beautiful place your eyes will see is the Bridge of Peace. The Bridge of Peace is a bow-shaped pedestrian bridge, a steel and glass construction illuminated with numerous LED over the Kora River, linking the Rik Park with Old Town in the central Tbilisi. Designed by Italian architect Michele De Lucci and opened in May 2010 with a total length of 150 meters. When you walk on this bridge, the building of Tbilisi Cultural Center attracts your attention. The center is set within the Rik Park recreation area. The complex is made up of 2 connected tubular shapes that open onto the adjacent green space, one housing a musical theater and the other an exhibition hall. The music theater comprises of 566 seats, auditorium in addition to a cafeteria, storage area and technical facilities. The new public service hall with special mushroom-like architecture is another building that attracts your attention. This building houses the National Bank of Georgia, the Ministry of Energy, and the Civil and National Registry in a total 28,000 square meter building composed of 7 volumes. The Holy Trinity Cathedral of Tbilisi, commonly known as Sameba, is the main cathedral of the Georgian Orthodox Church. Constructed between 1995 and 2004, is the third tallest Eastern Orthodox cathedral in the world and one of the largest religious buildings in the world. In May 1989, the Georgian Orthodox Patriarchate and the authorities of Tbilisi announced an international contest for the Holy Trinity Cathedral project. No winner was chosen at the first round of the contest when more than 100 projects were submitted. Finally, the design by architect Arshil Mindiashvili won. The dimension of the main hall of the church is 56 meters by 44 with an interior area of 2,380 square meters. The height of the cathedral from the ground to the top of the cross is 87 meters. The painting of the mural is being executed by a group of artists guided by Amiran Goglidze. All these 4 places that I explained to you are located near each other and an area called the Rick Park. I recommend you to take a walk in Tbilisi because in this case you will see many churches, old buildings, and a strange and beautiful view of these buildings.
სადარ ვიყავ შემოვიარემ თაბარი ვერსად ნახე მხარე შენი სადარი როგორ მათყობს მზე დალაღებში მალული შავი ზღვა და თოლიების ხმაური სადარ ვიყავ შემოვიარემ თაბარი ვერსად ნახე მხარე შენი სადარი როგორ მათყობს მზე დალაღებში მალული შავი ზღვა და თოლიების ხმაური ოი ნანი ნანა ნანი ნანი ნანა ოი ნანი ნანა ნანი ნანი ნანა მე მაგიჟებს ეს ზღაპური ბუნება ქედების და შენი მთების ყურება მენატრები ჰაერივით მჭირდები ამ სიმღერას მხოლოდ შენ ერთს გიმღერები მე მაგიჟებს ეს ზღაპური ბუნება ქედების და შენი მთების ყურება მენატრები ჰაერივით მჭირდები ამ სიმღერას მხოლოდ შენ ერთს Oi nani na 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 Nani nani na 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 Oi nani na 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 Nani nani na na na
The Leaning Tower of Tbilisi is one of the city's most unusual buildings. This leaning clock tower, which looks like it might fall down at any moment, is not actually an old building. A huge clock sits in the middle of the B-shaped tower with a leaning column inside. In Tbilisi, you can ride a cable car that takes you from Brick Park to the top of the Solalaki Hill. You will see very beautiful views in this cable car. In the south of Tbilisi, on the way to Narikala Castle, there is an old district. Sulfuric hot springs of this area were more prosperous in the old days. Now there are also baths on the way to this hot water that you can use. Another strange thing that you see in this area is building with Islamic architecture. It's not bad to know that in 1616, Shah Abbas, Safavid king of Iran, occupied Georgia. Building with Islamic architecture in this city belong to that era. You can see this kind of architecture of mosque and tile work everywhere in Iran. Inside the mosque, just like Iranian mosques, Quranic text in Arabic can be seen with tiles. Narikala is an ancient fort overlooking Tbilisi and Kora River. The fort consists of two walled sections on a steep hill between the sulfur bath and the botanical garden of Tbilisi. On the lower court there is a recently restored St. Nicholas Church. This fort is constructed in 4th century. On the top of the castle there are pictures and text to guide tourists and explain the history of the castle. This small circular pool was used for baptizing babies in ancient times. A beautiful view of the whole city of Tbilisi can be seen from the top of this castle. If you visit Tbilisi in the cold season, you will have the chance to see the frozen waterfall. The water flowing below the castle freezes in the winter and creates a beautiful scene. And of course, in other seasons, this waterfall is very beautiful. Kartlis Deda is a monument in Georgian capital Tbilisi. The statue was erected on the top of Solalaki Hill in 1958, the year Tbilisi celebrated its 1500th anniversary. Prominent Georgian sculptor Elguja Amashukeli designed a 20-meter aluminium figure of a woman in Georgian national dress. Don't forget to taste Georgian food in Tbilisi. It's fantastic and very delicious, and it's very similar to the Iranian Turkish food. My stay in Tbilisi was very pleasant, and I think this city is very beautiful. I had to go back to Tehran, and again the return flight was via Baku. On the way back, I was able to take a unique photo of the not so clean window of the plane. At an altitude of 33,000 feet and at a distance of 100 kilometers from Tehran, I took this photo. In this photo, you can see three beautiful places that are far apart. Damovan Peak, the highest mountain in Iran with a height of 5,671 meters. Talegan Dam and Lake, which is one of the main sources of water supply for the city of Tehran with about 15 million people. And the Caspian Sea in northern Iran. Thank you so much everybody to watch this video. Good luck.